So, dear student, today we are going to solve the classified past paper, the chapter number 5, Oceans and Fisheries. And here we start with the first question. In the first question, actually this question belongs to the food chain, but the next part of this question belongs to our today's topic. So, just move to that part. For example, here, the first one. So here in the first question, you're talking about the state four resources that ocean can provide. So on that day, if you remember, we talk about that ocean, what the ocean can give us. Number one, they can give us the food in term of fish. After that, it can give us the natural gas and the oil, and also it can give us the building materials. And we discussed that one, that like a sand, like gravel and other things. On the other hand, we also discussed that this ocean also give us the lot of minerals, some in the direct form and some of the minerals in the form of the salt, like NaCl is also you can say obtained from the ocean water after drying it. Then also they are getting the metals like iron, nickel, copper, manganese, and other the jewelry diamonds. Also, there we discuss on that day. Diamond is not easy to take out from the ground, but from the seashore. But more percentage of the diamond as compared to the whole world depend. It is inside the oceans. And after that, we can get the energy, the wave energy, you can get the tidal energy, and also you can get the fresh water with the help of desalination process. And also sometime that some type of the fertilizers, they are also like methane gas, natural gas we're talking about is also found in the uh, underground, sorry, the under the sea. So these are the things you can discuss about. After that, next question, suggest why the most of the marine resources that people use are found on continental shelf. Now we discuss about that different type of the fish. We talk about that we can get the food from there. They said why they found there where in the continental shelf. In the continental shelf, I told, if you remember, we discussed that this is the area. For example, this is the top layer till here. This is the continental shelf, and this is not more than 150 meters the depth. And here they are getting most of the minerals here. Minerals come with the help of that El Nino southern oscillation process from down to top, and from here the the sunlight comes, and then carbon dioxide also dissolved. So this is the best place where the phytoplankton and other food, you can say, producer, they getting lot of things. So this is the main shelf, or this is the main part of the sea where you can get the more nutrients and other things also. So here can they assess as accessible as water is relatively shallow, average approximately from 60 meters to 200 meters, feet, or sunlight or nutrients, rich sediment or oxygen. So many organisms live there, ocean beyond the. So it means that this is for the people. They can get the fish from here. Why? Because this is not much deeper, and mainly the, you can say, most of the sunlight you can find it here, and more carbon dioxide dissolved here. So this is the why the people getting the more of the, you can say, resources, which marine resources mean the resources which is found in the ocean in the continental shelf. Now they have shown, if you remember, we have discussed the different types of the nets, and we said that there is a trawl net and sometimes known as trawler also. So what is happening in this one? Once again, when they throw this net from the ship down, so this is the frame. Can you see this is the frame? This frame, because it is heavy, it go down, and it will make the all the net sink into the water. And when it will sink into water, and it will touch the sea floor down. And when it touch the sea floor, after that, after some time, the fish start to go inside, and after that they start to pull it, they start to drag it, and it is at a distance. So first it will dragged horizontally like this, and then slowly when it's go near to the ship, it will go like a vertical, like a projectile motion like this. So it works like this. I hope it is clear how a traveler or trawl net works. Now see the question. Describe how fish are caught by a traveler. So how you have to describe that, how the fish go inside this one, how you can use this type of a net to catch the fish. So in the marking scheme, you can find these type of answers mean, because in marking scheme they are giving you the hint. As I told you before, they are not giving you a specific sentences. So they're giving you the main points, and from the main points you have to form a sentence, and then you have to write answer. Please do not write the same as it is in the, you can say, exam, like a short words like this. No. For example, in the mark scheme, what they have given: trawl dragged along the sea floor, chain or the frame. Sometime you have the frame here, metal frame, and sometime you have the chains, metal chains, heavy chains. They allow it to sink. Fish enter the net, are trapped at the narrow end. This is the narrow end, and fish loaded onto the trawler, and then you pull it. So this is how you will find it in the market scheme. But when you are writing the answer, you have to write in this form. I have written for you one, so please try to follow this one. The trawler or the trawl net is dropped into the sea. Its frame or chain makes it sink to the bottom or the sea floor. Then it is dragged along the sea floor and then lifted up along with the caught fish, whatever fish inside. So this is the how it works. After that, the next part, the describe how the traveling can damage. Traveling means the process of using the travel net. This is known as traveling. Describe how traveling can damage the sea floor. So for this, once again, I just wrote the answer for these two parts so you can get the idea. For example, in the marking scheme, you will get it like this. What you will get it like this, you can see here: heavy chain dig into the sea floor, skids cut grooves in the sea floor, sediment destroyed sea floor habitat, food, all these. So you have to give a lot of things here. So it will take a lot of time to recover. But when you want to write in a sentence form, you will write in this form: the chain or the frame of the traveler skids and cut the grooves on the floor. It also disturbs the sediments, plants, food resources, animals, and corals. Sometimes the pieces of the traveler causing the damage or pollution to the seafloor bed, which needs a long time to recover. So you have to write in a sentence form whenever you are writing the answer for this. Now move to the next question. What is meant by the term overfishing? Yes. Aula, can you answer, or Rava, anyone?
It is when the fishes consumed is more than replaced.
Yes, it means that you are consuming the fish, or you are taking out the fish, and but at the same time the quantity you are taking is not replaced, less is replaced. Mean, for example, you took 100 kg, maybe only 50 reproduce, 50 kg is less. So it's known overfishing. When more fishes are caught, then to be replaced by breeding fish, fishing that is not sustainable. So this is known as overfishing. But again, you will write in a sentence form. You can say overfishing when fish are caught more than they replaced. Okay. And you can say it is not a sustainable. After some time, the fish will be in shortage. After that, explain why overfishing has occurred in many world ocean. You're saying that, okay, we know that one. This is the definition. And why the overfishing, why is happening? Still, people know the disadvantages, that's not a sustainable process, but still it is happening in lot of oceans. What does it mean by that? So here, yeah, you can write anyone. For example, this is 3 marks. We have to write at least three. Number one, large increasing human population. Yes, over Fishing is happening, but what the people will do, because the demand is more, the population is increasing, large increasing demand need for fish. Same thing, because sometimes you know that if the people, if the doctor will say you should eat fish instead of the red meat, especially if you go above 40. So the people above 40, they will listen that advice from the doctor, and they will, all of them above 40, they will just run to buy the fish. And it's also another reason. Once again, not only the human population increase, yes, this is a biggest factor, but sometimes the special demand in special, for example, in winter the fish, everybody want to eat fish to keep the body warm and due to the maintain the temperature. So if you feel that in winter the same population which was in summer, but due to weather condition they want to eat more fish, so that can be a reason. Better technology fish detection, because before they are not using the technology which is for example like sonar. They didn't have, for example, the good nets, and they didn't have the big boats they can go inside the ocean. So but now they have all these things, so due to that they are also targeting the areas where they can find the more fish, so that these are can be a reason. After that, the main thing that the small mesh size, the net size, the mesh, I told you that they mesh, it is just like, for example, this is a net. So in the net you'll find these small boxes or like shapes, so these are the mesh. If it is smaller, it will take the small fish also, so which is not good, because small fish you cannot eat, you will throw, they will die. So if you will make the mesh big, so the small fish they can pass through, only it will catch the bigger one. So then can also a reason. Lack of regulation, the countries, if the country is poor, they don't have the specific rules and regulation, they cannot have the many resources they can implement their, you can say, rural regulation, they cannot monitor properly. Now, suggest how overfishing can impact marine food web. So here we think how over, if the overfish is happening, how it can affect the food web, not the chain, food web as a total. So here they're saying that the fish population decrease. Yes, if the fish population decrease, the animals, or in other words, the predators who are eating the fish, they don't have a food to eat. They will die. So bigger fish they will die. Okay. So this is, and after that predators will feed on the other prey species, other than species decrease. Then if they will not find fish, they will go for other alternatives. Maybe they will start to eat the other organisms, not only fish, and maybe that phytoplankton also. So like this, it will disturb all the food web. Okay. Now next, the graph shows the number of fish species that are not overfished in Northeast Atlantic Ocean and North Sea from 2005 to 2014. So they are telling that there are the number of species which were not overfished. For example, here you can see the number of fish species not overfished. Okay. For example, here you can see 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, this one, they're not all, and you can see they're starting from 2005 and 2014. So this is the key we have discussed. Okay, the state, the number of fish species that are not overfished in 2012. See here, where's 2010? This one here, exactly when you go this one, this side, how many number of species? 20. So this is the right answer. You can see here. After that, describe what graph shows about the changes in fish species that are not overfished from 2005 to 2014. 14. For example, if you see 2005, how many they were? If you see this one, this is 2. And what is the final one here? If you see this one, this is, I think, how much? 23 to 22. Okay, from 2 to 22. So this is the change. So here you can see overall increase from here you can say it is overall from you can say 2005 to 2007 it is remained 2 here, no increase. Okay, after that 2005 to 2007 to 9 there is a small increase, then 2009 or 7 onwards is a big increase. So like this you have to describe it. Okay, and if you see where it is greatest, so you have to see the where the line is more steeper, where is a more gradient. So that is mean that there you can find the more. So you have to see if we want to describe that one. Okay, this one you can solve by your own because all graph paper I already solved for you, but you can go through this one. Let's solve this one because need some calculations. Okay. Here the graph shows the source of a global fish catch and predicted future demand for the fish between 1950 to 2050. It means just like for 100 years. They have described here. So when you talk about this one, so you can see here they have described here. So if we will see the graph, this is the global fish catch millions ton. And you can see here it is almost 20 million ton in 1950. But when if you see this one, total it's become almost now like predicted one 2050 it is like almost 240 210 15 like that. Okay, so this is, so from these if you can see this line which is showing this one here, now we are 2020 because this is question came in 2020 we till here. So this is mass from the wild fish catch. Wild fish means in the river, in the ocean, like this. And this from here to here, this part, it is from the mass from fish farms. In the farms, the people are making the pools and they are keeping the fish farms and they are giving this one. So this is the main graph here. Now go for the question. State the global fish catch in 1950. So here you can see that in 1950, as we discussed that is 20 million here. You can see. Got it? After that, next question, suggest the reason for predicted increase in demand for fish by 2050. Yes, they said why they are predicting that its demand will increase. So this is the same question, that why the fish overfishing is happening, why we need more fish, why the fish catch prediction is more, all these. So they can ask the question different ways. So what is the first one? Increasing human population, increasing that affluence or influence change diet. As I told you, the people when they get the money and they have a choice, they want that they instead of the chicken they or the red meat they will go for fish. Lack of ability of the farms and sometimes that the food, for example the poor countries which has not enough food, so people are depending on the seafood. You will find every time they are eating the food because they don't have other sources. So these are possible reasons that the prediction is more for the wildlife, the fish catch. Okay, After that, suggest reason why the wild fish catch is not predicted to increase. So why it is not increasing? Because you know that when you want to do fishing in the ocean, so you have to follow the government rules. For example, if you want to do fishing in ocean, so you have to go by the laws and the rules of the government. And after that, if you are doing your own farming means that you are making the pools and you are doing that one. So then no laws apply on you because you are independent. So there are different reasons why the wild fish or the fish catch in ocean not increasing. Number one, the current stocks are overfished, less to catch, legislation or quotas. Maybe the government make the rules or they fix the quotas for the companies that they will do the fishing on this day or this quantity. So the fish catch will not increase. They can say every year only 20 ton. It means the fish catch will not increase. Or they can say that there are other sustainable method. For example, they are doing the farming or the fish farm. For example, before to make a fish farm is very costly. So people all catching the fishes from the sea. But if the government will give the loan to the farmers, so they will make the fish farms and very low interest loans were given to the farmers. So they will start to do fish farming. And when do the fish farming, so they can sell this fish to the market. So automatically the load from the ocean will be reduced. So then because this fish farm is providing the needs, so the people will not go to the ocean, so they will take it from here. And sometime the fish population cannot recover, sometime maybe the habitat destruction, that particular area, they cannot get the fish from there, fish will move from there and will not come back. Maybe the climate change, okay, and maybe the fish food, the using fish as a food it is reduced due to any reason. Because sometime maybe that one disease came that is known as bird flu. It is a disease and they said that it comes from the birds and especially from chicken. And in that time the peoples, they stop eating the chicken. And the chicken who was 100, we can say, rupees kg, it came to 20 rupees kg and 5 rupees kg because people were not eating. And sometime if there the research come that this is causing cancer or anything. So there are multiple factors why the people reduce the eat, you can say, eating the fish. After calculate the predicted percentage of the global fish in 2050 that will be from fish farms. So you have to see there the percentage. For that you have to see total till 2050 what is the total consumption, that is 220. This is you can get the from the graph. If I show you the graph here, you can see. So almost this is the predicted one and this is almost 220. So in, you can say, 2050 this will be the total, this one. So this is you got from there. After that, how much you will get from the form, sea form, from the fish form. So you can see here that is 140. So you have weather form, you can see from here, and 220. So from here you can say this is 220 and this is 80. So 140. So out of this 220, 140 is coming from the fish form. So now make it as a percentage. And what is the formula for percentage? Whatever you have, then the total multiply by 100. So now they are calculating the percentage for the fish farm and how much they have from the fish farm. 140 total is 20 multiply 100 and 0%. So this is the answer how to calculate that one. After that, explain reason why the fish farming is more efficient way to meet the increase in global demand for the fish than using the wild fish catch. Fish easier to catch, no need for the boats and a lot of resources. No, from a fish you can, even from outside you can catch this one. Management is also controlled. Okay, you can keep the fish, for example, in the sea. If you throw a net, you can find all type of the fish, small, big, 1 month old, 2 month old, 3 month old, like this. But when you are doing the farming, so in one farm, the all almost the age of all the fish will be same. In other farm, you can put another age like this, so you can, it's a more control this one. Health of fish is managed. Yes, you can by vaccination, other things you can do this one. Energy you can conserve. Less predation means no big fish will come eat the small fish. Okay, less risk of human life. Okay, bycatch is already reduced. Why? Because all the fish are the same size and same type, whatever you put. It's, so this is the reason why it is more efficient. This is another again. Okay, after that, explain the two strategies to prevent the overfishing. So it's quite simple. Number one, reduce the season for fishing. Yes, so you, when you know that when the breeding season, when the fish normally they lay egg, so you should not do the fishing at that time. So let them breeding. So prevent the fish being caught in breeding seasons. Number two, introduce or increase the quotas, limits the number of fish caught. Yes, other can be thing, increase the mesh size, allow the smaller fish to escape, introduce the limit of the net size, prevent all the fish being caught in the sea. So all these are other. So they have two, so you can write any two, but all these are the answers. Okay. The next question, the lake in the state Mikokon, Michikon. This is the name of the place. Pardon if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Okay, are an important source of fish. Fishermen catch a small fish called charl from Petscoiro in Michoacan state. Maybe Michigan, maybe, I don't think so, but spellings are not. So anyhow, so they're saying that they want to catch a special type of fish, and that fish is found in this lake. Okay, so this is the main thing they have described here. After that, each local fisherman uses a small boat and a handheld fishing net. Handheld. It's not like that you can throw in then you will pull it. No, it's a handheld. Okay, from the lake. This is also a good thing because the people, they can catch a small number after they were tired, and whatever they need, they will finish. Suggest two reasons why the local people think that this lake will always provide the feral fish. Yes, because you are not exploiting it. The only small net are allowed which are handheld, and small quantity will be catched. No overfishing. Here, I think this opposite. Uh, Reproduce or replacement is more than the catch. So only small single hand net is used. Limit to how many fish can be caught by one person. Lake has provided fish for many years. Yes, that can be a good thing. After that, here the scientists decided to take a sample of fish from Lake Petiscoro at each of 6 sites. So you can see here there are 6 sites, and from here they are taking the samples. Okay, sites A to F, A, B, C, D, E, F, all this one. So this is the map shows. Okay, here it is the kilometers. Suggest a method the scientists could use to collect the sample of fish so they could be compared in a fair way. So how they should catch the fish at each point. Then they can make a fair decision. For that, what they said, value collection method describe keeping detail the same at each point. For example, here they should, what they should do, length of the fishing, okay, or the number of fish. They should take the same amount of the fish from that, or they should do fishing at the same time. For example, if they are spending 1 hour here, they should spend 1 hour here. Not like this, here they spend 3 hours and they here spend 1 hour. No. Or if they not by time, if they go by number, so if they are catching six from here, they should catch six from here. So this one. After that, the same size of the net size should be same here, all the places. Then match size should be same for all the nets. Time of the day, it doesn't mean that here you do in the morning, here do in the evening, and other night, same time. Time of the year, the same month even. So like this, these are the factors which will make your research more fair. Okay. After that, the following method, cart, Cheryl, and now they found these things now. Whatever the method, six sites, A, B, C, D, E, F. So number of shellfish caught, how many? 40. Here 37, 28, here 43, here 33, at F only 10. Number of different fish species. What other different species they found? 5, 6, 7, 7, 6, 2, like this. Now you have to plot a graph between that. Okay. So here you can take one side. Here you can plot a graph of your fish catch at each side sample. So here you can write, I will give you a hint, then you can complete. For example, here you can write the A, B, C, D, E, F. These are the sides. And this side you will write number of channel fish. Here you can write 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. For example, at A, how much they found? 40. So where is 40? You put a draw. At B, how much they found? Let's say 30 here. Let's say at C they found 35, let's say here. So then you can draw this line later on how it goes like this. Understand? So this is how you will draw the graph. Okay. Suggest one sample site that may be polluted with raw sewage. Give your reason for. So what do you think? Which site? What do you think it is polluted? It has have a pollution. So main thing which has a pollution. What do you think? Where you have less, and where you have less, that is F. So that can be a polluted site. So fish, no more fishes are present there, only few amount there. And why? What is the reason? Because less fish and also less species. If you see the
Excuse me,
other,
sir.
yes,
Can you draw it again? Because I want to make a screenshot.
no problem. I will just share this recording with you. Okay.
Is there?
Once again, I'm saying here you can write the sites. Sites means A, B side, C, D, E, F. And this side you can write number of channel fishes and what they are: 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, like this. Okay. For example, now here they said that A is 40. So where is A? This is 40. Put a dot here. Then what is B? B is 37. Okay, where is 37? B is 37, somewhere here. And then C for, let's say, 30, like this. So you have to draw the point, then you can join them the points. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Ah. Okay, after that, describe the impact of raw sewage can have on lake ecosystem. Let's say if the sewage is coming from there, what can it has the impacts? So it has the impact like eutrophication, the you can say the sunlight cannot go inside and other things. We have described this one in this one. Increasing the bacteria, use of oxygen, global bloom, block the light, death of the plant, death of the fish, disruption of the food chain. All these things can happen. Okay, there is a thing came from there. This is a bar graph. Yes, this is not the line graph, it's a bar graph. So it's quite simple. The same thing. Sorry, I didn't see this. I thought it's a line graph. So here, simply you can say, for example, here, you can say site A and A is 40 till here. So you draw the line like this, 40. Then site B, it is 37. At any point you can draw this one. That is, but here you can draw 40, 30, whatever. So here B like this. So you can draw the bar graph like this. Yes. Well corrected. I just miss, I thought it's a line graph. Got it? Any confusion? Yes, Rava. Got it now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for correcting. So after that, you have the suggested strategies that allow the development of tourism around a lake without damaging the lake ecosystem. So here they're saying that do not allow the development close to the shoreline to prevent the control, the water and other pollutions, efficient rubbish collection from the seas, sequesters to some areas, restricts holidays activities such as speedboats and all these things, and advertise the rules, implement fines if the people are not. So these are the things by this you can manage the ecosystem and also the tourism development. This is, you can check this one also. Here the table shows the data on the word fish catch from 2014. This is wild, mean in the ocean, and this is the from the farms. So here simply what you will do, here you will just, this total, this is the total. Whatever you add this and this is the answer. Add this and this is the answer. So here this is the missing. So you just simply add these two. Answer is 157. Okay. We complete the table by calculating the total. We did this one here. Okay. After that, they're saying that compare the trends in the fish catch from 2006 to 2014. If you see it is increasing or not, see here trends. So here fish catch 37, 40, 42, 45. Yes, there is an increase. Wild fish catch greater than the farm fish. You can, if the wild, where is the wild fish? Yes, this is a wild fish. 90. Here it's not that much decrease. Okay, if you see this one, here you will not find, you will find here 90, then little bit increase, then again decrease. So here the wild fish catch greater than the farm fish catch. No, yes, it is the main. Yes, always. The point first they are describing that always the wild fish is more than the farm one. At any year you can see. This is the first fact. Other fact, the total fish catch can be increased each year. Okay, yes, you can see each year it's increasing. Number three, that the fish catch, if you talk about the farms, it is increasing more as compared to the wild fish catch or in the sea. So this you have to describe the data with the help of the facts. For example, you can say fish catch from 0.18 million to this one. So this is the wild fish catch. Here you can see minimum value 0.86, and this is the maximum value. You can take the difference. But here the difference is more in the wild fish, in the farm fish catch. You can say the minimum value it was 47, but maximum 75. So there is a big change, big increase in the fish farming. Suggests two reasons that the changes in the farm fish catch between 2006 and 14. See here, 2006 and 14, fish farm, 2006, 2014. So what is the changes you can feel here? Bigger change, maximum change. Okay. If you want to compare them here to here, this is 2%. Here, this one more like this. So more changes are happening here, also happening somewhere here. So like this. So there's a more changes, I mean more increase in the fish for the farms. So they're saying that says two reason the changes farmed fish catch between sea, decreasing wild fish stock. Okay, they're saying what is the reason why the farming fish is happening? Farming fish is increasing because maybe due to the overfishing in the sea, you don't have the wild stock that much. After that, increased demand for fish, that can also this one, which makes the price higher, and the people who are doing the farming, they're getting money, and the other people when they saw them that they are getting money from this one, they also start this one. So this is another reason. Improved fish farming techniques, so more fish farms, more mechanized, more controlled. So all these things, this is another reason. After that, other than fish farming, describe ways fish stock in ocean can be maintained. Okay, we know that the fish farming is a way to help or to reduce the load from the oceans. But what are the other things you can do in the oceans so you can reduce the fishing, the overfishing there, okay, which can be maintained? So number one, restrictions, number of carts, size cart, quotas, laws, licensing, boat numbers, limits of fishing, areas, seasons, all these things, mesh size, net size, all these things. If the government had a control, so they can control the overfishing there.